Hey everybody, good late morning. Hope you guys are doing well. And realistically, I know you're probably doing well because we are still in Victory Monday. Victory Monday, big time Victory Monday. And you guys know what we do on Monday, and this is true even after losses, but certainly do it on Victory Monday. We talk about snap counts. So it's time for Snap Count Monday. Basically, just get a feel for how much various players played and get a feel for what the rotations are on the team, try to judge if things are balanced, try to get a feel for if things are coming together in a way that makes sense. You guys know the drill. You guys know what it's all about. Going to start with the offense here, going to swing to the defense later. 62 snaps, not bad. Not bad. Not as many as the defense played, as we'll find out a little bit later, but 62 snaps offensively in a game where you have 3 turnovers. That is decent. Back in 60. All right, guys, let's take a minute so I can tell you about Sleeper, a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. You can celebrate and chat on sports games in real time with other users. You can get the fastest scores, blazing fast sports news and sports alerts right at your fingertips. And of course, you can use Sleeper to play in fantasy leagues and win real money on picks contests. This is the way sports were meant to be enjoyed together. So download Sleeper today. Use promo code SBN to get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. And you can pair that with another promo they have right now where you can get a $20 entry free with no deposit required. So get both of those things going. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states and growing. So check out Sleeper today. Get to it and go have some fun with sports this year. All right, so let's start with the running backs here. Interesting setup here. Neither running back played more than half the snaps. Walker played 27. Charbonnet played 23, so those two guys between them had 50 snaps total. And then George Holani had 11 snaps, so that adds up to 61. I mean, it makes sense, but it's kind of interesting. Holani actually got in the game a little bit before garbage time. He was getting carries in this game when it was competitive, which is new, right? Like last week he played a little bit, back in week 3 he played a little bit, but he played after the game got out of hand. This game he actually got a meaningful touchdown. He got some carries at the end, of course, but definitely mixing it up a little bit successfully, I would say. And Robbie Oots, 27 snaps, equaling his season high and equaling the high for this game, actually. So, yeah, I mean, we're now halfway through the season, and neither running back has played more than 250 snaps or more than 45% of the total snaps. So, we're balanced. Certainly balanced, man. Like it. Charbonnet missed a game. That's part of the reason why these numbers are what they are. Charbonnet would probably have more if he didn't get hurt, but regardless. Wide receivers, we've got JSN playing less than half of the snaps, 26. Again, this is not the first time this year he hasn't even played half the snaps in a game. I mean, it got out of hand, and he also had the concussion scare where I guess obviously he was fine because he went back in the game, but that was not cool. Cooper Kupp played about half the snaps, slightly more, 33 out of 62. And Cody White actually led the team with 45. I don't think he got targeted, so sorry about that, everybody. Yeah, so Cody White, 45 snaps, and I don't think he got targeted. So, I mean, it's good that he's able to go out there for that significant portion of the game and at least run routes and stuff, but not much to report there. Shaheed, 21 snaps. So, I mean, it's a decent chunk of the offense. It's about a third. Obviously, it probably would have been more if the game was competitive. But we used him in creative ways. He lined up in the backfield a couple times. It was a lot of fun, even though he didn't do a ton. And Ricky White gets some garbage time, 6 snaps for him too. So getting that NFL experience. And before I move along here, I want to tell you guys about something pretty cool. So back in 30 seconds. Hey everybody, Seahawks Brendan Nelson here to show you some really cool steel art for the 50th anniversary of the Seahawks and a Mariners medallion too, like the ones pictured above my head. My dad, aka Metal Hawk, has met over 300 Seahawks, dozens of Mariners, and some Sonics in his time, and now he's making unique steel art, special edition, and it can be yours for a donation directly to Fans for Good. Click the Facebook link down below for complete instructions. Back to the video. All right, welcome back. So, tight ends definitely saw the impact of the A.J. Barner injury, only 23 snaps for him now. It probably would have been reduced because of the blowout, but you would expect Barner to play more snaps than Arroyo for sure, and certainly more than Nick Collerup if he wasn't injured. So definitely feeling the impact of that, although he was still able to do the barnyard play a couple times. Arroyo, 29 snaps. It is interesting, I guess, that even in a blowout like this, even in a game where Barner is not himself, he still doesn't outsnap even Nick Collerup. And part of that is because of the blowout, I know, but still, I don't know, man. I'm struggling a little bit to see the vision here with Arroyo. I know he's a rookie, maybe he's raw, but I don't know. Just can't help but shake the feeling that a second round pick should be getting on the field a little bit more than this. Freddie Russell got 5 snaps as well, so he's getting on the field a little bit these last few games, even with our fullback being back. And then we got the offensive line. Charles Cross plays every snap except for 6 because he gets out at the end because it's garbage time. Zabel, Bradford, and Lucas play the whole game, even when things got out of hand. They stayed in. Sundel, 23 snaps before he got hurt. Oluwatimi takes 33 after that. Cable Dew got in at the very end in garbage time. Got to practice his snapping a little bit. And Josh Jones saw him a little bit on Jumbo. And we also got to see him a little bit in garbage time. So, decent arrangement of offensive line swings back and forth here. And hoping that Sundel's back for next week, by the way. I as of the most recent update from McDonald, there's not much to say yet. They don't think it's season ending, but obviously our minds are on next week. Okay, so that's the offense. Going over to the defense now. 76 snaps. This is kind of the problem when you're again. I said it last week. I'll say it again this week. When your offense is that good, the problem is they get off the field too quickly. It's like suffering from success. And right now, our defense is outpacing the offense in snaps by almost 100, on pace to have it nearly 200 by the end of the year. And I think it's kind of a feature of this offense to not have a lot of plays. I don't know if that's going to be fixed this year. And maybe it's not something you necessarily need to fix. But look at all these games where we've had 76 snaps by the defense. It's happened 4 times this year. It's not something that I prefer to see. I'll put it to you that way. Now, obviously, we had no Jaron Reed. So, in his absence, we did see a little bit more of Murphy. He had almost a season high in snaps. Leonard Williams, 54 snaps. So, it's really not that excessive. They were able to squeeze snaps out of some other players. Like we had Mike Morris with 19 snaps. He, to my eye, he was on the line a little bit more than he typically has been this year. So it was part of that. Brandon Peely, 18 snaps. So we found other ways to piece it together. Quentin Bohanna played a little bit. But the question is, what happens in a more competitive game? Like this game got out of hand so quickly, it didn't matter what you did. What are you going to do without Jaron Reed against a team like the Rams when you're trying to make those, snap count ends meet? And the answer is not entirely clear because, again, Hankins seems like a ghost right now. Seems like this team pretends he doesn't exist. He's not coming back. So I am interested to see how this team handles things then. Linebacker, we got Drake Thomas playing basically the whole game, 73 out of 76. Tyrese Knight, 53 snaps, so most of the game. And Pat O'Connell got out there in garbage time, 8 snaps. Nothing from Surratt that I saw, which is interesting. Would have expected him to be one of the first guys off the bench, but yesterday it was O'Connell. So not much to report here, not much to say. Interesting that Knight gets yanked in garbage time so early. Obviously, you want to protect him in case he has to play next week, but still a fairly significant percentage of the snaps he was out for. Edge rusher, again, really clean, really nice. I love this. I love having 4 edge rushers that you trust more or less equally. 45 snaps for Nwosu, 44 for Lawrence, 39 for Hall, and 31 for Mafe. This is kind of the dream, right? This is kind of the thing that I've been hoping we could get for the last several years now, and it's been elusive. And injuries made it hard to do earlier this year, but these last 2 games, there's been basically an equal amount of trust in all 4 of these guys, and the defense is so much better for it. Connor O'Toole got out there for a few snaps as well, 3 snaps. And that is about it for the edge rushers. Cornerback, pretty straightforward. Witherspoon and Woolen played basically the whole game. Pritchett got out there at the end there, and he got out there so early, I'm not sure if he actually was the if it was just garbage time or if we genuinely just wanted to put him out there because Job is out and we wanted to add some flexibility. I don't know. The game, it felt like it was over at halftime, and I don't think Pritchett played until the 3rd quarter, but at the same time, still had Darnold out there, still had a lot of starters out there, so I don't know. And he played really well. He played a great game. Hendrick actually got 2 snaps. I did not notice that watching the game yesterday, but he did get out there for the first time in a couple of games. And Kobe Bryant was the only defender to play every snap, 76. Okada, 75. Every snap but 1. And Eamon Wari, only reason why he missed a few snaps in the middle of the game was because of the injury, but he was right back in there, which, big time relief. If he had gotten hurt at the end of a blowout like that, that would have been it would have been a really, really difficult justification of him being out there on the field. But 70 snaps, so basically the whole game. That's about it. All right, so that's your Snap Count Monday. I'll see you guys later. More videos coming soon. But yeah, I mean, pretty good, pretty reasonable. Still imbalanced offensively versus defensively, but I almost kind of feel like that's a feature of this offense with how good it's playing. All right, see you guys later. Go Hawks.